Good morning, respected faculty members, officials, fellow scholars, students, one and all present here. I would like to welcome you all for the second session of the 6-day online advanced research methodology workshop conducted by Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management in collaboration with DST-funded Technology Enabling Centre, TEC, Mizoram University. The topics for this session will be Introduction to Systematic Literature Reviews and Bibliometrics, and Understanding Core Metrics, Citations, Indexes, and Journal Evaluation Criteria. I am Martha Zirthange, Research Scholar of Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mizoram University, and I will be coordinating the sessions for today. I would like to request all participants to kindly turn off your audio and video on your devices during the session to avoid any kind of disturbances. Necessary discussion can be taken up on the chat box or by raising the hand button. Now, I would like to introduce our resource person for this session, Dr. K. Thiyagu. Dr. K. Thiyagu is an associate professor in the Department of Education at the Central University of Karnataka with 17 years of academic experience. Previously, he served as an assistant professor at the Central University of Kerala and Central University of Tamil Nadu, holding multiple advanced degrees, including an MSc and MPhil in mathematics, MAt, MPhil in education, MSc in psychology, and a PhD in educational technology. Dr. Thiyagu's interdisciplinary expertise spans data analysis, descriptive statistics, and multivariate analysis, along with deep knowledge in educational technologies. Dr. Thiyagu has published over 90 articles in national and international journals and completed more than 60 MOOCs on platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and Swayam. Known for his contributions to digital education, he has presented at 125 conferences and served as a resource person for over 550 workshops and training programs covering topics such as AI in education, LMS, and AR in education. He has authored 4 books in ICT and education and developed 7 modules for NRC RPIT courses in Swayam. A respected figure in academia, Dr. Thiyagu continues to inspire students and colleagues alike, fostering a vision for integrating technology and innovative pedagogy to elevate learning experiences in education. Now, I would like to call upon our resource person, Dr. Thiyagu, to conduct this session. Sir, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this brief introductions, and special thanks to the Mizoram University, the tourism department, to give a space for me to deliver on this area of SLR. I mean, you know that the short form SLR, Systematic Literature Review, along with this bibliometric. So I'm just going to focusing because we have maximum 1.5 hours only. So that's the reason I'm just dividing my presentations in some theoretical insight for 20 minutes. Later, I'm going to the practical aspects of how to execute the bibliometric analysis, or how we can go with Prisma approach framework when you do this systematic literature review. That's why I'm going to focusing. Hope my voice is clear. If my voice is clear, my sound, all the things are clear, and my presentations also.
Yes, sir. You are clear, very much clear, sir.
I request the participants kindly use your emojis to give us a thumb. Like always, you can interact with me through the chat, or in the case of through the emojis. Yes, fine. So with this, I'm going to deliver a lecture. Start to my presentations. So the first thing I'm focusing, what is called bibliometric. Yeah, and later I'm just going to compare with what is called SLR and what's the difference between these two. So when you think about bibliometric analysis, it is basically a quantitative method with respect to all the bibliometric characteristics of the article we are going to discuss. Therefore, it's called bibliometric. And it's a quantity techniques which I am already highlighted here. And to analyze the academic literature, basically it's helping to analyze the academic literature. What are the existing work is done in the search area of yours. And based on this, we started to do the analysis. Basically, the academic literature in this context is called academic journal, journal article, books, conference paper. Even we are doing this analysis with the citation based or author basis or a keyword basis. So these are the analysis part of this, right? These are the analysis part of this. And to understand the trends, basically is helping to understand the trends. Normally we use the word global trends. So through this bibliometric analysis, we can be able to know this the global trends. What is the current, the progress in the case of that particular research area is going on, that we can easily know this. And the influences, we can easily know that which is an influence author, which is an influence paper of this particular research area. And the way that author is collaborate with each other, and how the citations are citations of each article how to be interconnected. These are things we are going to look through the bibliometric analysis. If you want a very very simplified definitions, what is called bibliometric, this giving this clear meaning, what is called bibliometric. So the term itself, we can have the answer. Bibliometric, basically the name biblio is a combination of two words, biblio plus metric. Metric, you know, that is a measurement. So we are doing this measurement based on the books and documents, like that's called the literature work, what existing previous that we are doing this analysis. So the term is proposed by Pritchard in 1969. It is a Latin word and Greek word, so the meaning which we discussed earlier. So now the questions comes. So which are the things we take care while doing the bibliometric analysis? And later I'm moving to the SLR also. If you see, this is an article, so which is published in the Encyclopedia as a journal. This is an article title is bibliometric analysis main steps. This is an article title. So which are the elements or metadata we are going to consider for doing the analysis as part of the bibliometric analysis? So we are taking the consideration of the journal name. So this is called journal name, even the publishers, right? And we are going to consider with the article, the title of the article, the author name, even the DOI number of this article, and whether it's open access, the author's affiliations, author country, and including with the references. These are the metadata. We are always doing the analysis within this metadata, then it's called bibliometric. So if you see in the case of Zotero, suppose I'm going to my Zotero interface, then you can find wherever you're using importing any article in the Zotero, the right side you are getting all the metadata. I'm just opening the Zotero interface. There you can find it. For example, I'm already created a lot of folders. Suppose I want to do the research in adaptive learning, right? Adaptive learning with respect to AI. So wherever I'm clipping, see this, wherever I'm just clicking this the article, this specific article, I can find the metadata. This is called metadata. It's a journal article. The author name, the title of the article, this one. The authors, there's a 4 author, and the publishers, the volume number, issue number, page number, then journal abbreviation, then DOI number. Even the DOI number is we consider for the further access, and even the abstract. So all the things part of the metadata. So we are doing this analysis within the metadata. It's called bibliometric. So hope you're able to follow me. So bibliometric, if you want, I can highlight the main differences, because now directly move to the bibliometric with systematic literature. Some people have the confusion. So all things are look like a same. What the way is going to differ to each of us, right? So for this, I'm giving the answer with this with my small table is that I'm just going to give this example along with this. Bibliometric, it's a narrow, basically it's a narrow, but narrow-based research. But here we are much focused on the work already existing and how each works are interconnected, who is a famous author and what is the research in this area. This is focusing on the bibliometric. But systematic literature review is purely meant on, once again, a narrow basis. But here, based on the research questions, if you want to know the methodological aspects, how each literature is connected, and what are the research findings comes, so what is the outcomes of the existing research, all things we can go with the basic objectives. Based on this, we have come to the emerging, right? But here, why the term systematic? Because we are not taking as a flukely, like we are not taking in the case of like fluke or the random basis in the case of literature. Instead, we have a steps called Prisma. Through the Prisma approach, we are going to identify a very relevant article or the document which the applicant with the research that we are going to look onto. That's the reason we may call it systematic literature. When you think about meta-analysis is meant for meta-analysis, the term itself, meta plus analysis. Here we're doing the analysis in the case of, for example, if you want to check the impact of or the effectiveness of the flipped classroom or new intervention on the outcomes of the achievement, something you want to measure it. And here we are going to identify only the existing experimental method. Within the experimental method, how many articles are there with respect to this particular variable, and we are going to do the analysis within the that outcomes of the particular article. For example, all the article may be the cogensity or the effect size. So we are doing the analysis within the effect size calculation or cogensity value. That may be called as a meta-analysis. So this is the way the three things are differ from each of us, right? But the good things about this, for three things, bibliometric analysis, systematic literature review, even the meta-analysis, we can undergo this kind of Prisma approach. Prisma approach, it is a one way to systematically filtering the literature and what is essential, like which is an inclusion, which is an exclusion. Based on this, we can eliminate a lot of things and finally screening it, and finally we are keeping this much of article for the final inclusion for do the further analysis. So this approach is called Prisma, right? And showing this difference later, you can understand this. This is a table is giving the clear picture about the difference among the three. So even though I'm focusing on the bibliometric and systematic, but you must be familiar with meta-analysis, especially the meta-analysis purely is in quantitative. If you want to compare the existing article in the analysis, for example, every article have the analysis of the cogensity value. We are taking only the experimental method, quantitative effects of the effect size. That effect size based, we are doing the analysis. Out of 20 articles, we are doing this 20 article effect size based one analysis. That kind of analysis is called meta-analysis. It's purely as a quantitative. But when you come to the bibliometric, so is basically help to analyze the resistance. Please kind know this. If you want to know what is the result, for example, I want to know the artificial intelligence in the tourism, right? It may be resistance. So I'm going to check what is the resistance in the current aspects, which are the key variable or key items may be counted with AI in tourism, right? And parallelly, if you want to know that which is an articles are more having citation in this specific area, who is a famous author, or who is an influence author in this area, and how these each others collaborate with each of us, how the country-wise collaborations, all things we can able to find out from the bibliometric analysis. But in the case of systematic review, to collect and critically synthesize is basically helping to synthesize the existing evidence based on the specific research questions. So here, for example, when you go with the first time searching, you may get 5,000. Later, you can go with very systematically, you eliminate inclusion criteria. It may become 30 or 40 article. That article, you are going to do the synthesis. Like out of 30 article, which are the method they use, what is the population, and what is the research finding they find it, what is the intervention they use. All kind of explorations we are doing is called systematic review, right? But in the case of meta-analysis, a statistical combined research from the multiple studies. So from the multiple studies itself is mean that from the multiple studies findings, we are doing the another analysis that is called as a meta-analysis. Basically, it's called statistical. And the other aspects, the focus on analysis. So we are going to the publication and bibliographic data. What's the bibliographic data that I'm talking about? And the author-wise analysis, country-wise analysis, even the citation-wise analysis, document-wise analysis, all kind of analysis related to the metadata of the document that is called as an bibliometric. But here we are much focused on the research findings and study quality, and as already mentioned, it's quantitative, right? So if you want to have very basic questions, what the way is going to give the answer, the bibliometric is what's happening in the research field. We can check with this. And in the systematic literature, we can find out what is the evidence exists for the topic, what are the evidences connected with this topic. And in the case of meta-analysis, what is the overall effect? So it's going to emphasize more on the effect, how the independent variable, dependent variables having the creative impact on the effect. That we are going to find out this. So we can see this method also. It is a descriptive because normally it's described or explored with respect to the different relationships. But it's basically a textual qualitative mixed analysis. Even sometimes we may call systematic literature qualitative as well quantity is possible. Even quantitative possible, but most of this writing is a qualitative perspectives. This purely isn't quantitative. It's purely isn't quantitative, right? And we can see this, which are the tools might helping for doing the bibliometric. When you think about bibliometric, we have the software called VoiceViewer. Bibliometric, there is a software BiblioSigny. There we are using this kind of two software, VoiceViewer and BiblioSigny. When you think about the systematic review, we have the tools called Ryan. It's a very good tool, but it's partially only free. And Covidence. These are the tools we are using for systematic literature review. Right. Another one is called meta-analysis. Even nowadays, SP is also supporting to the meta-analysis. But you need to download the data from the existing literature, that particularly for the cogensity value, the mean score, the standard deviations of all the control group, experimental group, then we can do the comparison. Similarly, we have the tools called Stata or even JAS, Zomobi, free softwares are also available. So this way, the three things are differ: SLR, meta-analysis, as well as the bibliometric analysis. Are you able to follow me? Are you able to follow me? If you're able to follow me, kindly react in the, yes, thank you, Jacob. Okay, I'm doing it very slowly because I know that some people may be very good in this, some people may not be aware of it. That's the reason I'm going to the moderate way of the speed. I'm just going to lead further, right? Yeah, so this is very specific difference which I'm focusing here. The difference between bibliometric and meta as well as the systematic. But as part of our presentations, we are focusing on this SLR as well as the bibliometric. But nowadays, the people, what they're doing, they're merging both also. So they're focusing on more on systematic literature review and partially 2 or 3 bibliometric analysis also they involved into this. So that's the reason I just use the qualitative and quantitative possible. Nowadays, they're merging the 2 things. So as we discuss the same thing I'm discuss here, the bibliometric analysis basically summarizes large amounts of data, basically is helping to show the trends and the structures, right? But in the case of meta-analysis, summarize the empirical evidence to uncover new relationships. Okay, is find out it's like a summarizing a synthesis the existing literature and come to that what kind of things has happened the previous studies is going to be restored. Okay, but it's like the summarizing the existing findings. That existing findings we are doing this is purely an empirical. It's empirical evidence. It's not a thematic. Right, summarize and synthesize the existing literature. This is talking about only the literature findings summarization, but it's talking about the empirical evidence findings based on the results of the every documents. And it is the scope is broad. It is a broad and specific, but it's very specific. Even though sometimes if you go very specific, if possible, the data sets we need large. For example, some people have the doubts. So how many number of documents I need to download through the Scopus or Web of Science? So normally bibliometric analysis, we need a large data sets. Okay, there is no thumb rule that 300, 400. I'm just going to explain that one, but it's like I'm talking about the number should be large size. In the case of meta-analysis, it will be large or adequate, even the less also fine. But in the systematic review, we have to very small. So this is the things we need to look onto this. The bibliometric, even quantity, qualitative possible. In the case of meta-analysis, pure is in quantitative, but systematic review is qualitative. But people are now connecting with both. That's why I'm just connecting with qualitative and quantitative also in the case of systematic review. So with this, I'm going to go to the main of my presentations. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. So these are the criteria to look onto the such. I'm just going to explain later. Okay. So meanwhile, I'm focusing on SLR. What is called SLR? Because I'm just focusing more on. I'm just focusing on the SLR aspects also. Yeah. What is called SLR? Systematic Literature Review. So even though I'm giving some brief intro. So why this we need to be SLR? So we have the answer in this. For example, when you want to do the research in a specific field, specific research area. When you Google it or go to the Google Scholar or go with a normal search, we are getting more number of information. Now, the bigger challenge that which information more relevant to you, which is the source we need to connect, which is we need to eliminate. This is a bigger challenge in the current practice because during our times of research, we have the limited sources. Therefore, we can take even for this, we can go to the regular library and we are checking and we are identifying this. But nowadays, because of the internet source, because of this much of AI, this much of database are available, the information overload. So it's also leading some kind of overburden to the people. And that may be reasons we need to think about this digital diet. I use the word very sense like we need to go with a digital diet in the name of systematic literature. What is the digital diet which I'm focusing here? Instead of taking all the research which is available from the Scopus database or in the case of Google Scholar, we need to identify which is very essential. For example, when you go for a food, we can crash check which is in calorie, which is not big calorie, which is in carbohydrate. All the things we are checking, and based on we start to take the diet, right? So morning this is a diet, afternoon this diet, in the evening this diet. Like this for helping our health, we are looking at it the same way. When we do the research, we need to eliminate something, we need to include something for our research purpose. That's the reason I use the word called digital diet. So I'm just connected with the systematic literature review, it's somewhat connected with the digital diet. So in this case, what we need to do as for digital diets, there's bigger challenge, as you know, that identifying which is more relevant to in the website because when you Google it, you may find n number, like sometimes a lack of information. Identify the lack of information, the best 10 or 50 is not easy. So now, find this kind of problems we are. That is the reason we need to think about SLR. The SLR gives the solution for this. So what is called SLR? It's a systematic literature review is a structure and comprehensive measure. You can see it's a very structured oriented. It's well structured, right? It's well structured and comprehensive. So very comprehensive method to reviewing. Basically, is helping to review the existing research studies. What is already done this your research area on this specific research. But here we are start with systematic literature with the research questions only. So research questions only leads what kind of inclusion exclusion you want to do in your research. So that is called systematic review. So this is the key components of SLR. It's a structured methodology. Even I'm sharing the slides at the end of my presentations to the Rajeshwar, he may be sharing it too. Okay. It very much we can focus on very comprehensive, right? Like we can take the multiple databases and sources. Normally, some journal they use, some of the people are using only Scopus or Web of Science or specifically something dimension.a, like they're using it. But most of the article what I found, they're using 3 or 4 database also, like a comprehensive search is needed, followed by steady selection process. Like we need to screen properly step by steps. That process only I'm talking about Prisma. That okay, Prisma. And critical approach. So each selected study is evaluated. What are the quality satisfying? Whether it's having the sample size perfect, other quality aspects. Whether they do the random sampling or random or non-random. Everything we need to check with to keeping as a selection criteria. And followed by transparency, reproducibility, like the whole process, database, keyword, selection steps, and clearly documented so other researchers can repeat. Even this called such things. Even the such things also the people now using in the their article itself, right? This is the way the key components of the SLR is working. These are the key components. This is steps of SLR. I'm going to highlight later. First, we need to look onto the first step of SLR. It is called this one. Like we need to think about the Prisma. So before this, I want to know this. How many people are already aware about the Prisma? Those who are aware about the Prisma, I'm just asking the 5-point scale. You can give your insight, what level of your exposure, whether you are the low level, you can give the 1. If you're high level, you can give 5, moderate, you can give the 3. So I want to know the exposure. Suppose if most of people are not aware of it, it takes more time to explain the Prisma. Otherwise, I directly go to the bibliometric. So I request all to give your insight within a 5-point scale based on your exposure of the Prisma. So there's a 5-point scale. 1 is you are very poor, and 5 is even 0 also you can keep it. Some people may not be okay. Know this. Okay, Jacob's notes 4, fine. Others come forward to give this insight. Martha is 1, fine. Yes. Others, I think only 1 persons are in the 4th level, but most of the people are 1 and 2. What about others? We have more than 50 participants, nearly 60. Give your insights. Okay, just only for doing the introspects within you, right? Whether he knows or not. Yeah. So Satya Prabha, okay, is 4. Yes, fine. Then next. What about others? Yes, Shalik. Okay, so mostly nearly 6 or 7 people have come forward. I request all others to be involved into this. Then only you can grab something from this, the deliberations. Right. Okay. Now I'm just give some more times. I'm taking 10 minutes to explain the Prisma. Later I'm going to the bibliometric analysis. Now, if you see this, even this Prisma approach may be common to all the article like SLR. I'm talking about SLR, even the bibliometric analysis or the meta analysis. This is the basic elements. So when you think about the bibliometric analysis or the SLR, we need to think about the Prisma. In this Prisma, we need to look onto the search strings. Normally, it's called searching strings. You can use any kind of database. For example, in this case, we are taking the second step is comprehensive search. So we can take any database, Scopus, Web of Science. I hope most of the people from the university you have the Scopus database access might be there, like the subscriptions. Those who are not having a subscription of Scopus, you can just collaborate with your friends, that people, those who are in the institution like a government sector, they may get this Scopus access. Otherwise, there is another alternative called dimension.a. There we can find it all kind of such things and that such findings also. So my request that those are having a access and a subscription, go with the Scopus Web of Science. For our university, we have Scopus database. Even the people, those who don't have a Scopus Web of Science, I recommend to go to Dimension AI. But you want to go with very specifically for a very relevant, very reputed database like Scopus, better. You can have the collaboration with some of your networking. There you can just kind of find the person, those who are having the Scopus access. Through this, you can able to. Right, okay. So now what I'm going to do, these are the Boolean operator must be familiar. When you go with the search strings, there is called and, or, not. At least these three things you must be familiar. Other things I will share later. Okay. What is called and, right? So for example, when you want to search, so I'm just focusing on and. Suppose I want to search artificial intelligence in higher education. So what I'm going to do, artificial intelligence and higher education. When you add these two, artificial intelligence and higher education. So what are the article, the document which is available in Scopus database, even the title or an abstract, where is available, both the terms involved, even the abstract and the title, then only is visible. So it seems that the artificial intelligence higher educations, both the terms which is available in the abstract or title of the work is going to list out for me, right? And means both the terms will be commonly available in the article. What is MBR? Suppose some people are calling artificial intelligence, some people are calling machine learning, right? Some people are calling machine intelligence. In this context, those are using the artificial intelligence, those are using the machine learning. I'm talking about the documents having the term artificial intelligence or machine learning or machine intelligence. All things going to be filtered and is going to given us. So in this case, both the terms available, right? Both the terms available only is going to be visible. But in this case, even this time or this term is available is going to distort. What is called not? For example, I want to check the artificial intelligence, but only in the case of higher education, not in the medical side. I want to be eliminate this. I don't need to be use the article which connected with healthcare or medical field. That's the reason what I'm using it here, not. So when you use the word not in these such strings, that particular word where is available in the such strings, I mean in the database or in the case of documents, it may be limited. It won't be shown in the case of such strings. So this way is going to work. And there's other one is called quotation. What is going to be a quotation? Suppose you want to use the same terminology, artificial intelligence in education. Suppose you put artificial intelligence education without quota, what's going to happen? Artificial intelligence, artificial taking, intelligence taking, even in education, all the four terms taking separately is going to identify all the four terms wherever using is going to show, maybe more. So my intention, I want to take the same phrase I want to, what is it? List out from the document used in the Scopus, using the Scopus database. So these are the other one here and nesting, and I will share the later. So these three, at least you must be know the four such things, right? And just explaining this, the meaning of this and means both the terms involved in the document it going to list out. For example, this is 100, this is an 70. So what's going to this is an artificial intelligence based 100 article document 70. So but when you see this, both the terms involve only 30 is going to list out only 30 only finally. Right. So what is this one? For example, artificial intelligence used 100 people in the documents, and this is used to 70. So what is the meaning? Is going to take all attestation. Therefore, 170 document is going to list out. This is mean called or. So what is called not? What is called not? So I want to exclude the topic of this one, school education. For example, artificial intelligence in education is also kind of with the school education. So, but what my intention? I need other than this portions. Okay, I'm just marking it. Sorry for this. So this is only the portion I need. So then you can use the not. This portion may be eliminated. So in this context, we can use the not. Therefore, such things very important. Even if you don't know how to ask the such things, just to go to the ChatGPT. I need this resource variable. This is independent variable, dependent variable. Give the title of your bibliometric or systematic. Is going to give the idea what way the such things might be. You can make it. Then you can go for a search. So this way we can do the search strings. For this, what I'm going to do, I'm going for a Scopus database. And just going to do the same demonstration with the Scopus database now. Okay. Yeah. Hope you are finding my Scopus database, right? Once again, when you use the Scopus database, only this is available, only the people, those are having these Scopus subscriptions. Even the normal mail ID, you can use it, but you cannot find out the option called document search Author search may be available, but document search you cannot find out from the Scopus database of personal. It's only the institution may ready, even that people those are having the institution subscriptions only. So I have the document. Now what I'm going to do, we have the options. Which are the field you want to search? Where you want to search with add title, abstract, keyword, authors, first author. Always my request that you can go with this one. Okay, article title, abstract, keyword, even the keyword also. So because we are not searching with the author name, we are going to search with only the key terms. So I'm going to use my the search strings. For example, the first thing I want to see this artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. So I'm using this quote. What is the meaning of quote? Anyone tell me? So why I use the quotations? Why use the quotation? What is the meaning of the quotations here? Anyone come forward? You can unmute and talk to me, or you can type in the chat box. What is the artificial intelligence? Why I make it quote? Make it as a quotations. Exact. Thank you, Jacob. If you want to get the exact phrase, I can use this. Right. Thank you, Satyaprabha. Right. I'm just going to add the other alternative term R. So I'm taking this machine intelligence. Right. Or I'm using this another term. Okay. Machine learning. Or I'm using prompt engineering. Okay. Right. So why I use this much of term? I mean, 4 terms I used. Why I use the term R? What is R representation? Anyone tell me what is R representation? What is R here representation? I used only the R search only. Now all the words will represent. Of course, thank you, Kritika Devi. You are exactly correct. Now I'm just going to search with all. So when you go with search with all, you can see this number of article. It is nearly nearly 18,79,000 documents it's having in the Scopus database itself, in the Scopus database. So that's the reason what I'm going to do. So because these are terms, wherever the artificial, wherever the machine learning, wherever prompt engineering is going to find. But I'm going to search with and term. Now I use the and. See this previous R, now I'm going to and. In this and, I'm just going to add this one. It is higher education. Right, the code. I want to take only the higher education, or I can use this word. Okay, even I use this higher education. Okay, only higher education I want to check. Right. So what is the meaning here? Underrepresent. What is an underrepresentation here? I'm going to search now. So now 1,18,000. So see, 18 lakhs previously. Now what is the number now? What is the number now? It is only 15,000. Right. So why is it reducing? Anyone tell me why it is reducing now? Why is it reduced? Why is it reduced now? Because I'm searching with both the terms. Yes. So artificial intelligence along with the higher education, machine learning along with the higher education, machine learning, machine intelligence along with that is the reason. Suppose I want to emphasize on school education. So I'm just going to the not and not. I'm using the word school or primary or secondary school, or even medical. I want to go with the medical also. So what is the meaning? So I'm just going to search now. Now the 15,000 may be reduced little. Now 13,000 only. So what is this search strings represent? What did this represent? So I'm using 3 and also used, are also used, and not also used. What is the need for the not? To eliminate these are the words which is yeah, of course, Kritika, you're talking about exclude. Of course, it's correct, right? So now we understand. So this is called search strings. I'm just going to these search strings. So now we can see this the Prisma approach. So the Prisma, just I'm going to connect. What is called Prisma? Prisma preferred reporting items for systematic review, right? Even for meta. There's abbreviation for systematic review meta-analysis. So PR for preferred reporting. So preferred reporting items. So which are the items you need to report for the systematic as well as the meta-analysis? There's an abbreviation, Prisma. So if you want to know the Prisma diagram, I'm showing this diagram also. So I'm showing this. The Prisma, if you want to know the Prisma diagram, one minute. Yeah. So I'm already having a lot of guidelines I downloaded. So this is in Prisma guidelines. Okay. So along with this, I'm showing this Prisma flow diagram. Okay. This is Prisma flow diagram with ASR database and registers. Okay. Even nowadays, even ChatGPT also may be producing. Okay. So now we can see this called identification of studies. The first steps called identification, screening. Actually, 4 steps, but some of things they what is that? The screening, exclusions, all the things together in a screening, they make it. So just look onto my slide, you're getting this idea. So there's a 4 steps involved in the case of Prisma. One is called identification. The identification only we done it now. Through the search things we done it. First, collect the possible studies, search from the database, we done it now. Now later we are moved to the screening. So screening, we can do the remove the irrelevant duplicate studies. Suppose you are doing the 2 or 3 database like Scopus Web of Science, you want to remove some duplicate, whether the same article available Scopus Web of Science, we need to delete it. Then followed by, we have the options called eligibility. We are fixing some eligibility. So eligibility is nothing but the inclusion exclusion criteria. There we are fixing that whether I want to take only the journal article, only the English article, whether I want to take which year I want to go to the time frame, all the eligibility I can fix it here. Then last steps called inclusion. Further, the end, so after the screening eligibility, so I have only this much of article to for the further processing my research work, further processing my work. So this is called inclusions. These are 4 steps involved into this. But nowadays the people are making the step number 2, 3 at a stage is screening, because it's partially screening come to the eligibility also. So now I'm focusing on the flowchart. This is a flowchart model. First, we need to give this recorded items from which database number. Okay, then item screened, and number of items are excluded and documents excluded because of the duplicate or some other reasons, and how many after the removes, how many retrieval, and which is the way you are giving the exclusions, like a language, or in the case of open access, all the things you can highlight it. And finally, you can come to the inclusions. Finally, I'm taking only this much of article, right? This is called inclusions criteria. So this similarly, we have another flow chart is based on the different, for example, other sources if you haven't added. Other than the registered database, you want to add some other data sources. This is for even identifying studies other than the regular, instead of using this. Suppose you have some of the things you already downloaded, it is available Zota, that also you can import, you can do the analysis. For this also we can use it. Therefore, you can identify which mode you want. Even you want to find out this kind of downloading these things, you can just Google it, Prisma statement. You are getting this, all the templates. You are getting all the templates here. I'm sharing the link here. So this is a template you can find out from this. Okay. So when you click this Prisma statement, you can find out even the checklist. Checklist, you can see they make it nearly what are the things they essential when you're writing the article, they give this checklist. And even they give the standard paper format. And if you want to get the flow diagram, you can click the flow diagram. These are the flow diagram, you can download it. Even the people are now the same things you just writing in own, and as the ChatGPT give this the graph also. Otherwise, now the Bibliometrics software is developing their own Prisma diagram based on the numbers which you given. So this way we can start to write. And one more thing, I just explained what is the Prisma diagram with example. Okay, parallelly with some articles which I'm here. Okay, so this is a Prisma approach. I'm showing this, some of the article also I'm showing this. Yeah, so about bibliometric analysis. Yeah, reference article. Okay, so yes, now you can see this is an article mapping global. So global resistance basically is coming to the bibliometric analysis. So what they done it, I'm showing this. This is in literature review. They're writing this. So they're moving to the now you can see this. The first steps they find in the system database they're selecting. Document selection they're using called they use the different kind of graph. Okay, so each one's are using different this is a title, abstract, the key terms, the subject area they're fixing, type of article, English. These are the eligibility. Then finally they have how many articles that they visit and keep it this. So this is a biblioscience software output. I'm showing this other one. This for emotional intelligence. Yeah, this is a list. Okay, so now identification screening. The total article identifying the instances of 20,000, and after removing the excluded based on the some of the exclusion criteria is 70,000 are removed, and finally 2,785. Even the duplicate removed, they get this only 2000, 4000, 2487 article. So for that, they given all kind of this such things. What is the such thing they're using it, and the time span, what they, that's called eligibility, the subject area, and they check the number of article refined. Finally, number of article comes. So basically, this is come to the criteria, inclusion exclusion criteria. They made the table also. And recently, I published one article that also I'm showing this. This is my article, Quantum Computing. Okay, this is recently bibliometric analysis. It is in Q2 journal. It's because this area I want to check quantum computing education. See this, I'm just making properly the identification topic. This is my topic, my Scopus database. Even which are the things I just fix it. The keyword string, I just copy and paste the keyword. This is a keyword I used for searching. And date extractor, which date I used for January 2nd January 2026. And finally, record identified, the remove the items, and record excluded, and finally for inclusion of the record for the bibliometric analysis 104. Even that I just emphasize what is the mode I generally inclusion exclusion criteria. I just explaining here. So all the inclusion exclusion criteria just give us a paragraph. So you can explain the inclusion exclusion criteria as you like. Okay, whether you want to go the table format or this kind of Prisma, or normally the Prisma is better. So even you can give this particular citations. Like this, we have a article. I'm showing this another articles like media presentation sports. So here also they're using the Prisma. Okay, so the topic, they use the scope coverage and key search and data extracted, and finally they go with the 628. I hope you are able to follow me. The same thing I'm going to do this. I'm just doing the first step over, topic scope eligibility over. So now I'm going to my Scopus database, right? In the Scopus, we already done this, the step number 1. We already done the step number 1, like identification over. Now what is my identifications? It's 13,000. Now I'm going to go with the screening and eligibility at a stage. What are the screening we can do this? We can go to the range, but I want to go the last only 10 years, 2016 to 2000. I go to the 15 to 2026. Okay. So now we can see this is called, I'm just fixing the screening. So in this screening, I get 13,008. So after selecting, only I'm taking this. And now I'm going to select only in the case of education, I mean, social science research only. Subject, previous 13,000, I'm selecting only the subject of social science, limit to, okay, or exclude to, limit to, I'm just going to limit this inclusions. Now the total article is now 7,000, right? And later, this is the eligibility, that's called inclusion exclusion criteria. I want to take only the article, not in the conference paper, book, chapter review. So only the article, just click limit to. Now you are reducing to 3,955. Later, I want to go only the English article only, not in the other languages. I don't need to go with this, and limit to. So now I have the number of articles is 3,732, right? So even if you have the country wise, source type wise, source title, author names, which is essential only. Even some people are going to open access, whether we can go only the open access. I don't need a cold or hybrid, and I want to go to only the open access, go with the limit to. So now finally, that is called inclusions. I'm just going for the final analysis with the 2,602 documents. 2,602 documents is nothing but the article which is available in Scopus data with respect to the area artificial intelligence and higher education. Hope you will follow me. Hope you'll follow me. This process called Prisma, right? This process, you can take your notes one by one and start to convert in this kind of table format. So this kind of table format you need to plan to convert. I mean, I'm talking about the flow chart. This kind of flow chart, you can make it. Any doubts? Even, sir, I don't know how to customize. One thing, just you can type all the things what you done in the screening process. You can just ask to the same like ChatGPT, we convert in the Prisma diagram, is produce properly the Prisma diagram now. So I'm just asking this ethically, we can use like this because we need to give the proper prompt. Through this, we can just get into this. Any doubts up to now? So this is called Prisma. So now finally, I have 2,602 documents, right? This document, how to download? Just select all. So when you select all, okay, where the options called export. In the export, this is a source file. All the source file we are going to download is in the Excel file, right? Or CSV file. Now, when you click this, we are getting the CSV or RIC, BibTeX or plain text. So I recommend to go with the CSV or BibTeX. Okay, but BibTeX download fast. But if you want to do more analysis with the different tools and all, other than the bibliometric was better to CSV. It's like the same Excel. Select the CSV, and when you go this asking this whether you want to do all the documents, yes, you can select all, including the other information. You can select all. It's only for the conference and others. You can add this, I will remove this. So after this, select all, go with the export. When you go the export, you are going to download the entire that metadata of this the 2602 documents. Any doubts? Any doubts up to now? And just explain the Prisma diagram. The Prisma, it is purely meant for all kind of explicit for all the literature review, systematic literature review or bibliometric, or in the case of meta-analysis. Any doubts? So when you click this, it takes time to be download. It takes time. So within 1 or 2 minutes, I can get to download. Any doubts up to now? Please raise the questions. Otherwise, I can move to the next, how we can do the analysis. Now this for the SLR, right? Sorry, it's for the bibliometric. But in the case of SLR, still the number may be less. What you can do, even you can go to this software called Ryan. Through this, you can go to this called PICO, PACO. Through this PICO framework, we need to check what is the publish, what is the intervention, what is the condition they're using, what is the outcome they're using it. We need to eliminate with this the approach, and later we can take only few. Even meta-analysis, we can go with 15 to 20 articles in a meta-analysis, but in the case of systematic review, the piece is 30, 40, that much. Always bibliometric number may be high, but in the case of SLR or in the case of meta-analysis, you can limit very less. Then you can properly synthesize the findings properly. And if you take more than 1,000, the synthesis is not easy, right? Therefore, we can go with very specific. Even you can read manually all the article, whether it's directly connected with your research objectives. Then now you can start it to download. Are able to see this downloaded? So CSV file is downloaded. This is a process. It is called Prisma. I mean, I just use the Prisma. And any doubts up to now? If you want, I can just open this. I'm showing this that file how it's visible. I just downloaded Microsoft Excel now, and this opening now. Yeah, so this is called metadata. So we are going to check what are the metadata is there. So one is called author name, author full name, author ID, Scopus ID, the title of the article, the year, and source title. Source title is nothing but journal name, the volume number, issue number, article number. Some article have number, page start from page end, citation, DOI number, link, affiliations, abstract, then author keyword, funding data, funding text, correspondence, editors, even the IS number. If you want to go only this journal only, can go this. All the things, all the main things which is needed. And you can see this more than 2,000 because of the number of items. I mean, documents 2,600 something. I think 200 and 602, right? So any doubts up to now, how to download it? If there is no doubt, you can type N in the chat box. It means no doubt. Or if you have doubts, please raise the questions. If you want, I can demonstrate one. When you do the Prisma, you are half of the process over. Because this is a main process in the case of SLR, meta-analysis, or in the case of bibliometric. Any doubts? Any specific doubt? Or you can suggest some of the points. I may miss it. Sorry, due to the time fact, I may not be highlighting these points. If you felt this point is very important, at that point you can share it with the other audience too. Even I like to learn from you. Come forward. Suppose any specific points I missed, kindly give an insight also, please. Yes, please come forward. Only silent is the answer. Yes, please. Can you move next at least?
Yes, sir. Please move,
okay.
Sir.
Why this much of silence? Okay. Come forward. All right. It's the first day, sir. It's the first day of the participants. It's the first day of the event.
Sir.
Okay. Okay. So first day. That is the reason a lot of hesitations come forward to discuss. Even I request the participants kindly turn on the camera. It might be helping to connect with me directly. So these are the pedagogy we need to think about. This pedagogy means digital pedagogy. Even when you open this camera, you cannot be involved other work other than this that look on my screen, and you can engage 100% when you turn on the camera. If you're not turn on the camera, you can do your own work in your end. That is a problem with this kind of Google Meet. And I request the parties, those who are sitting in the comfortable, it's not be compulsory. Those who are sitting in the comfortable positions, kindly come forward to turn on the camera. So you may be in the track then. Track in the sense the learning track. So yes, thank you, Jacob. Others also, please come forward to turn on the camera. Because you know this, we are spending 1.5 hours to deliver, but you people are not be connected with me and you are doing your own work, that the outcome of the program is not be reached. So that's a request to all of the participants, please come out. And I request all to be involved. Even some other points I may miss, as I already mentioned, kind of add your valuable points. It helping to the other learners to learn, even it's helping to learn myself. So I just given this brief introductions, how to do the Prisma and how to do this systematically. We can do the searching, right? Any doubts? Even, sir, I have the doubt how to copy this, search strings. So how to copy this? Go to the analysis report in the Scopus database. When you give the analysis report, you are getting all the search strings. These search strings are very important. See, you have to copy these search strings and you can keep it in your article. This is search strings you need to copy. And this is a basic analysis. Even some people are using this analysis output also. Document of the year, how this is emerging. In 2020, this is called research trends. In 2025, itself 921 documents added. In 2026, even we are not reaching the month of August, but still it is reaching 96, the same level the previous year. So hope this year is going to cross more than 1,000. Of course, this way the resistance we can use fine. Now the case of AI resistance, you can see the gradually is increasing. 2015 only one document, 2016 one document, and gradually the resistance increasing. Now it's a very peak time. And if you want to know the who is the document of the author, right? So I mean, whose author is very influencer of that. So if you see this, there's a 3 author, they're publishing nearly 11 documents. Bierman, Groford, Ramirez. So like this, we can know this. Suppose you want to know this, which affiliation they belongs to. So whose affiliation, which institution published more? So Technology of Monterey, University of South Africa. Through this, we can know this, which institution they are concerned more. And this is which subject they publish more. And like this, we have the different options. Or this also the analysis also done by the AI, but this outputs we can directly use, or we can use the different software also. So I hope you have all the basic things you clear. Now I'm going to explain how to do the bibliometric analysis. In the case of SLR, as I already mentioned this, the SLR, what you can do in the case of systematic literature review, I'm showing this the SLR work also. Okay. So the SLR work which we published recently, our research teams published the SLR. I'm showing that one also. Yeah, there is a mathematics achievement. And parallel, I'm comparing the 2 or 3 articles of mine itself, okay, to know how we can. So similarly, the Scopus, this is another one. So this is another one. Yeah, so I'm just comparing the 3 articles. Okay, so this is a June. It is an SLR. Okay, so this is my name. So it is also Q2. I'm showing this the article that full screen. Okay. Similarly, yeah, download the PDF. There's another one. This is also partially is a bibliometric along with the thematic type. Some of thematic analysis we done it like SLR, and this is the things we I shown this previously. Yes, so I'm just taking the 3 articles for comparisons. What are the things common to all the 3? So I'm just showing this. Okay, you can see this. This is an factors influencing the mathematics achievement. I'm taking this downloaded version. Yeah, this is a downloaded version. Okay. So you can see this case, factor influence mathematics achievement amongst students. This is a systematic review. Here also we use the same Prisma, but we start from research question. What are the key trends? Even this partially is in research, what is called research trends analysis is part of the bibliometric, but other than this is checking how do the psychological and student related factors influencing, how do family, social, school-related factors affected, and how are the instruction practice and technology integrated? Because it's directly can be the research question. We are going to analyze based on even the entire synthesis summarization based on these research questions only. It is SLR. So what we done it in the SLR. So we have the same like the such things we added and which date we added. These are the inclusion exclusion criteria. And later the Prisma diagram, you can see same identification, screening, and include. Finally, we include only 30 articles for systematic review. And when you go to systematic review, that first we list out all the articles. So we have 30, just we list out. We are taking the summary of this 30 only. So even we can download the whole article. Then after this, we are going to compare the results like this. See what are the factors they used and the trends of factors. These are study number of studies related to the number of research method they use and key trends of this. All things we make is a table. The second research questions, psychological student factors, which is counted with mathematics achievement. That also we are getting self-concept through the literature review. And the number is 25, 26 talking about the study number. And the third research question is talking about what are the factors, family factors, social factors, school-related factors based on the reviews we just listed. This basically is we are doing the thematic work. We are doing the analysis, final discussion. So very simple work. Similarly, if you go to the matrices of open access, this is having the bibliometric along with some of the basic analysis of systematic. 1 minute, it's just downloading. I think it's downloading now. Yes, it's downloaded now. So this is another one. It's an OER, so metric and themes. So once again, the bibliometric, the such things we added, and the inclusion exclusion criteria. Finally, yes, inclusion exclusion criteria. Inclusion exclusion criteria. Then followed by, you can see this. There's similar kind of results. I'm just going to summarize it. The title, the sources, type, year. So they making this, which are the articles, the citations, all the analysis we done it with the table format. This is a bibliometric. This is compared to the bibliometric. This is also bibliometric. This is our country-wise analysis. It is also talking about country-wise. This is co-authorship countries, how each author collaborate each of us, the country-wise co-authorship authors, author-wise collaborations. This for the co-occurrence keywords collaboration connections. And this is for the citation covariant, co-occurrence. These are the graph we done it through the bibliosigning. Similarly, the latest one, I mean, this is the one I just showing this preview. Yeah, this one. This also purely is a bibliometric. Once again, Prisma is there. And this is a summary of the total data. Then followed by the country, this was the subject-wise analysis. And the author-wise analysis. This is called who is a famous author. And that research, which is the trends going on. And this is here talking about the key terms. And this is a that's called 3-4 plot. So the three things we compare, whether author, public, what is that, author and keywords and the country, what's the kind of collaboration, I mean, the connection with each of us. And this is called thematic density map, quantum computer basis. Like this, we can add some different elements. So when you have the biblioscience software, we have plenty of what is called graphical form. Is a lot of visualization is that. So just you can take the visualization, you can start write the interpretation by your own. So with this, I'm just moving to my demonstration. Are you ready now? I'm going to demonstrate how to do the bibliometric analysis, the main focus, because SLR is purely on the Ryan software, you can use it, and probably people are using as a manual. But biblioscience software is helping for bibliometric analysis purely. Therefore, I'm just focusing on this one. So in this case, we need to install the software R and R Studio first. So I have the R Studio. Along with the R Studio, we need to install the bibliosigning. So I'm just showing this software, bibliosigning. So this software you need to install after the R and R Studios to be installed, please. So you have to first install the R, then followed by R Studio. And after this, the bibliosigning is like added. Basically, it's working the web application only. This is a tool called bibliosigning. I share the link. Those who already know this, you are familiar how to install other things. If you want to know how to install it, kindly visit my website. I already demonstrate how to install I'm sharing the end of my presentation, the bibliosigning, how to install and other things and all. So when you have these installations, Then first I said no, RStudio. I'm just explaining this is an RStudio interface. Before that, I want to know how many people already explored the BiblioSigny. That's called the BiblioSigny or Bibliometrics software. You can give this input 1 to 5 point scale. Those who are already aware of it, very good manner, you can type 5. And 1 for not knowing, even the zeros not at all knowing this. So you can start from 0 to 5. Give the ranking 0 to 5 based on the experiences of BiblioSigny. If most of people are aware of it, I'm going very fast, otherwise I'm going to very slow. So mostly 3, 2, 4. Kritika Devi is 4. Yes, fine. Yes, the others. And nowadays, the good things about the BiblioSigny, the latest version, we can do the normalization. Even the data, we can do the normalized. For example, some of the data may be missing, some of the reference might not be correct, it may be fake citation. All things should be normalized by the BiblioSigny software. So I'm going to explain. So after the RStudio open, this is called console. There you can type Biblio, just type as a Biblio and it comes Bibliometric, go with the enter. Followed by you can type BiblioSigny. So when you type BiblioSigny, you're getting the BiblioSigny. Just click. These two things you can type. After installation only it may be visible. Then go for enter. When you go for enter, it takes few seconds to open a new browser tab. There you can see the tool. Actually, basically, it's working with the internet, and you need the internet. Without internet, it won't work. And it's basically a web tool, web-based tool. This is a BiblioSigny software. I use the 5.0 version. It having the advanced feature like normalization. Even if you want to go the duplicate remove, you want to develop a Prisma diagram. Everything we can do with this. Even there is called Biblio A. There is an A. We can enable the A. Even the A, this is called A. Even the interpretation, other things also is going to give the insight. So I have the Biblio A. So just for with the API score of ChatGPT or the code of ChatGPT, just to copy and paste, or the API code of OpenAI, copy this one. What is it? Gemini. It's going to work. So the first steps I already downloaded. As you know that I already downloaded the 2,600 metadata related to the A in higher education. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to the data. We have the option called import. When you go to import, so it's going to support all the kind of class platform. I'm just going to import a raw file. We have the transform like a Scopus possible, Web of Science possible, Dimensions possible, OpenAlex possible, OpenAlex API possible, Lens.org. These are the other database same like a Scopus, right? Suppose there is a question, sir, I'm using the two databases like Web of Science as well as the Scopus. Can you merge? Yeah. Now the merging also is possible with the use of the BiblioSigny. So that's, and some people may know this. For example, now I'm using the Scopus only. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the browse. I'm going to upload my CSV file, the CSV file which I downloaded. So I'm already having some other file because of due to the time fact, I'm directly moving to the already I'm having the file that I just opened this. I have some metadata. So I'm just giving the A in science education and just open this. So this for the A in science education and click start. When you click start, the data which I imported as CSV file is going to open through here. But we need to check this. The abstract is fuel is available, therefore it is excellent to do the analysis. The author-wise analysis possible, abstract-wise analysis, document type, journal, wherever you are finding the excellent good, it is possible to do the analysis. But if you see this science categories, it won't come. So normally in the case of Web of Science, download a metadata, it's given this option. But in the case of Scopus, it may visit, is not be commented this. Only the Web of Science may be possible. So some other things, even the keyword plus is critical. Don't go for any analysis with the keyword plus. So what are the things excellent, good, you can go with. Even the accept level, you can go for analysis. So what I'm going to do, this is your data, which I imported, is going to give this clarity, which is this is like a screening. It's going to screening now. This is my metadata sources available. I'm just showing this. Then followed by, I can go with the filter. So this filter, when you get the filter, we have the options. This is a filter. Suppose you want to go with the duplicate. For example, the document 395 article sources to document means number of article. Sources mean number of journal. Okay, so 395 article published in 294 journal. The author is 1400. So if you're going to apply, it's going to do the all kind of filtering. Even you're going to do the normalization. So we have, even if you want to know what is this, if you go to the information references, we are getting all kind of options. When we can use, where we can use it, all kind of information they provide. Right. So if it click this takes time. That's for the reason I'm skipping, because we have only limited time. So I'm just skipping this filter options, but it may be working. Only things you just go for apply. It started to do the all kind of process, and finally you're getting the output that you can download. Right? Suppose you want to merge it. So as I already mentioned, the merge options was available. You need to convert in a, for example, Web of Science separately, you can go with the normalization. Scopus also you can done the normalization. Later, you can download the 2 files separately. After this, go to the browser, you can upload the 2 files, like one is CSV file of Web of Science, another file of Scopus. You just add together and click start. When you click start, you are getting this final output as a single file. So we have 2 files previously, but now we are going to convert 2 files. So this also now the merge collections working. Previously the merges we had done it manually or some different tools, but now we can easily do the merge collection through this. It's very simple process, but we need to first we can do the normalization of the both Web of Science other things and download it in our form. Then later you can upload these two at a stage as a browse and then click start. It's going to convert. Suppose, sir, I want to make it as a Prisma diagram. We have the Prisma directly. So suppose I'm just doing the demonstration, Scopus, how we can create this. So if you go to search query, I'm going to the AI in science education. So suppose that source is 540, right? So let additional sources not needed. I'm going to add steps. The second step is talking about filtering. So duplicate remover 40 is removed. Okay. So filter value is optional. Okay. Record remaining after the filter is 500. Okay. The next steps I'm just adding. Add steps, add a new steps. There I'm doing this. The another one time span. I'm taking the time span 2010 to 2026. So out of 500, I'm just records removing after the filter. So it comes only 320, for example. Then add steps. So next I'm going to the next subjects. I'm going to take only the social science. The social science I'm taking the record. I'm taking this 320. So the 320 is reduced into here to 40. Okay. Then later I'm going to take only in the case of language. I'm taking only in English. So when I take this English, so I'm taking only the 156 documents only finally. So I just give this all the inclusion exclusion criteria. Later I'm just clicking is a generative Prisma diagram. So we're getting the very colorful Prisma diagram. Are you able to follow me? The same thing, record ID in 540 and excluded 40 and 180 excluded, and all the things that comes out. Are you able to follow me? So how do you feel about this? So previously, if you want to prepare this, you can depend on the manual or you can go the table. But now, if you give all the data, you can create this. If you want download, we have the option called download. Click the download, we are getting the PNG or JPEG image. So it's very high quality resolution. I'm just showing this image also. It's very high quality. Even I can zoom this fully. It's maybe going very clear. So this way we can draw a Prisma diagram. So as I already mentioned this, now the latest version of Bibliosigny is working for normalization, is helping for drawing a Prisma diagram, is helping to merge the collections also. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Please, I request all kindly put at least yes, at least put yes in the chat box, please. At least yes in the chat box. Okay. Yes, thank you, Lokesh, thank you, Michael, thank you, Ravi. I think some people have come forward too. Right now, up to now, there is no doubt. I hope so. So I'm just highlight this how to import a CSV file, and later I'm just explaining how to create a Prisma. Right now, I'm going to do the analysis. Are you ready now? The analysis. This is an analysis. We have the 4 options: overview, sources, author-wise analysis. Overview means that total sources we are going to do this. Sources means journal based. Author means author-wise analysis, document article-wise analysis. And there is in this, even we go the conceptual structure, you want to go the intellectual structure, the co-citation, histograph. If you want to go this collaboration network like a source structures, all the analysis we can possibly do this. I'm going to highlight one by one. First, I'm going to the overview. Sorry, I'm just showing this slide because even the entire bibliometric analysis, I made a separate slide, the meaning as well the interpretations, but it's more than 100. Yeah, I'm showing this. Yes. Now you can see this is not SLR. Okay. Now this is, you are seeing the 177 slide. Okay. Are you able to see the 177 slide? 177 slide is there. Okay, so even I'm just explaining every steps one by one, because due to the time fight, I'm not explaining one by one very fastly. But if I share the slides, you can even I share it's already there in the website. So if you see this, what is step one? Yeah, these are science mapping and co-citation. So these are theoretical and just skipping it because it takes time for me to explain. When you go to the main information, this is an output, how the output may comes, what is called annual scientific productions, how you can write the interpretation, all things I'm just writing one by one. So every slide is giving this clear picture about what is the interpretation for this, how to write this, the interpretation, what is the threefold diagram, what is the meaning of this, everything I just explaining with 177 slides. So now I'm focusing only the analysis part. Interpretation and all kindly visit this, because when it focus on interpretation, I can't be able to finish it on time. Even nowadays, interpretation also the A start writing, because the A, I talk about A Biblio, no? Biblio A is working for interpretation also. But don't be copy and paste. You can take the idea and start to write it in your own way. Okay. Now I'm going to do the analysis. The first analysis called main informations. When you go to the main informations, because I uploaded the documents, CSV file. From this, I came to know this analysis done by the A, 2000 to 2026. What is the meaning time span? So I am uploaded the document from 2000 to 26. What is the source represent? Anyone tell me what is the source means in this? 224 sources. What is the meaning of 224? I think some of you is already familiar with this. 224 means what? Anyone unmute and talk to me. 224 represent in this context what? Number of papers. No. It's not number of papers. That is called document. Yes, Jacob, you are correct. So Jacob, Kritika, you are correct. So it is called number of journals. So the 224 journal, it is published 395 article related to A in science education. Hope you'll find this, because my source is A in science education. What is called annual growth rate? 17.49. It is done by the analysis by the A. What is my annual growth rate? 17.49 represent what? 17.49 represent what? Every year, what does it mean by annual growth rate? This area of publications increasing 17%, right? Every year is increasing. What is the 14,000? 1400? 1,400? Author is 1,400. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of 1,400? The article of 395 article written by how many authors? Some of the author may be collaborative, some of the may be single author also. So 1,400 authors published 395 altogether. So what is the meaning of 53 author and single author documents? What is the meaning? What is the meaning of 53? What is the meaning of 53? Anyone? The 53 means what in this case? Even this analysis, if you do manually, takes much time. Now the A is doing the analysis, give this the basic. Even I'm showing my article. So the same table only I kept this first. You can see this, the first table which I write the explanation for this table only. So I'm just keeping this and just started writing the interpretations. Hope you follow me. This is my article. So here, what is the meaning of 53? So anyone, why this much of dilemma? You know this answer, but you are not ready to give. What does the 53 represent? Even unmute to talk to me. Don't be, because typing takes time. The 53 number represent what? Here, out of, sole author. Of course, thank you, Raj sir. So out of 1,400 authors and 395 documents, 53 articles written by solo, like a single author. It's nothing but out of 395 documents, 53 articles is written single, right? International collaboration is 24/84. Co-author 3 point. Even the co-author per documents like a mean score, at least minimum. If you go with the average 395, so 1,400 divided by 395, its average comes nearly 4. Therefore, 4 author in a single article. It seems that meaning. So the author keywords they're using 1,173. The references, see this much are references from the 395 documents, document averages. So all the things we are writing. Suppose, sir, I don't know how to write this interpretation. Go to the Biblio and start to ask the Biblio, right? When you ask the Biblio, give the answer also. What the results comes, no, you give the interpretation. How many people aware of the Biblio? So it's give the thinking now. Is going to give this answer also. Even if you don't know how to write the interpretation, I am very much, I know this how to generate this the diagram, but I'm very hesitant to write because I'm not much aware of it. So here, don't worry, he's given this very clear. So the scope of citation, what is the document, time span, all things giving very clear explanations. Are you able to see this? This is enough to write your interpretations, right? So for everything we are getting the bibliography. Suppose, sir, I don't need a diagram. Can you get the table form? Yes, we have a table also. The same thing we have the table. Even some of the people are using table instead of a diagram, instead of the plot. I'm going to the annual subscriptions, annual scientific production. When you go to the annual scientific production, it is like the graph, okay? So every year number of articles published. But one thing what I found, the same diagram when I sent to the one Scopus journal, they asked to change the diagram. So what is the disadvantage of this particular graph? It's not be here, what is the number of articles not visible. Are able to see this? There is no visibility. Where I keep the cursor, only the number of articles visible. That is the reason the journal sent the response that kindly change the diagram. So I changed this diagram. Then after that, I just use the table to convert as a. I used to for this one the Excel sheet. The Excel sheet is so we can do this. This is the number 34 documents published in 2025. What is the document published in 2024? Suppose, sir, I don't need the diagram. Can I keep it as a table? Yes, we have a table. And you get the table, you can get the table also. Then average citation. Suppose you want to get the average citation. So every year, how many citations there? You can find this. Even the table also find. You have the mean score of the per article, total, then citation by years. Life cycle. So this is very good in the case of to know the scientific production. What may be prediction? How many years this AI may be impact the science education or this research? How long is going to do? We are getting this very beautiful plot. So now it's a peak area. So the year 2027, but it's going to gradually is going to decrease in the year 2030. But 2030, this artificial intelligence may not be there. Okay, like this we can know this what is maybe resistance. This is when it's going to be close. Okay, when it's going to be stopped. This we can able to know this. This is a graph. It's called life cycle scientific productions. Everything we can download all the graphical form. I'm talking about three-field plot. How to generate a three-field plot? Before that, I want to know my presentation time up to 1 o'clock or 1:15. Martha, please, the timing of my presentation.
Sir, it is still 1 o'clock, sir.
Till 1 o'clock. Okay, up to 1, right? So then I'm just going to be a little faster because we'll be having more reason. So when you go to the three-field, just click these options. We have the author, we have the references. So go with the better not be reference. I'm just going to the countries and keywords, right? So I'm just going to draw a graphical form. This is called three-field plot. Consist of all the three elements. Author, how the author country with the countries, which country they belong to, which are the keywords they're using it. When I select all, even you can reduce the number. Suppose I need only the authors, only best to 5 author or best to 6 author. The countries also, I need only 10, some like collaborations. The keywords, which is the best keywords, only 10 keywords. You can just minimize it. Go for rent. When you go for rent, we are getting a very colorful diagram. So this diagram, what is the meaning? For example, the author Zoles, he's maybe used it, but he's having collaboration with Korea and Germany and Canada. He used the key terms like artificial intelligence, science education, ChatGPT, emerging education, even the student. These are the key terms used. If you go to the Tang, he's from once again USA. We can able to know that how it's connected with the countries and what are key terms he used. Suppose I want to go with a similar three diagram with a different context, right? Instead of the country, I want to go to the affiliation. Go to the affiliation, go to the rent. Now we are going to get the affiliations. Like this, we can change this graphical form. Any kind of graphical form. Are you able to follow me? So I just made the threefold. You can change even the threefold. You can go to 10 different format, right? Even, sir, I don't know how to write the interpretation. Once again, where you can go? There's a Bibliometrics. Go to ask to Bibliometrics. Sir, I don't know what is the meaning of the graph. Don't worry, right? Now the A is producing. Then you can take this idea from this and you can start write your own way, the interpretation also. Otherwise, the people suppose our Bibliometrics is not working. Even this open source only. For me is working. For your case, not working. Don't worry. You can just download your image and upload it to ChatGPT or Gemini. You can ask the proper API format of interpretation. Let's give this interpretations. And once again, we can go with the ethical, like a responsibility. That's the reason. Don't copy and paste. Instead of that, get this idea from AI and start writing your own way. It's always good sign. Okay. Now I'm getting this all the responses like this. Are you able to see this? Even what is the meaning, how did each keywords are kind of with each of us, what is central role of university. So all things we get this insights. Yes, now followed by, I'm just going to this whole overview. Any doubts about overview analysis? I'm going to the source analysis. In the source analysis, we have the options like source. The source represents the journal as we discussed this. So most relevant source. Suppose I want to know, even I am preparing the article A in science education. I want to know which journal may be accepted more and which journals published more this particular area. So when you go to the analysis, you get this. There is a journal named Journal of Science Education Technology. This journal accepting more on this area. This is nearly 16 articles. Next is a frontier in education. Second, science and education, education sciences, International Journal for Learning, and International Journal for Artificial Intelligence. AC in Journal of Education Resources in Education, BMC Medical Education. So these are the journals based on the order. Suppose you want to get this table, go to the table because we are told 25. All the tables, even you can go to the second page, third page, all the table we are getting to this. If you want to download the Excel sheet, go to the here, we can download the image. If the Excel, we can go to the download. And if you go to the local cited source, which is a journal cited more, go to the once again. So even though this is an author, then Joy X, this is the person's article cited in 135 citations, then Cooper is 67. Similarly, that's called Brantford law. This is very good diagram. Is going to identify which is central journal, like a zone. We can divide this, the 3 zones of the journal based on the periodicity of the publications, right? You can see this. There is a 19 sources. This journals is like a very prominent journal to publish in this area in social science. This is second is 74 sources is zone 3. Zone 3, you want to know which is in zone 1 journal, zone 2 journal, zone 3. If you go to the table, you can find out this which is in zone 1, zone 2. So these are journals of zone 1. So this is like a primary journal to publish in the area of A in science education, okay. And if you go to the source here, local impact. So when I go this source local impact, I can get this frontier in education, journal, science education technologies, science educations. Once again, the source of local, the source in production over time. So how is the productions over time? This is a graph, so which journals published more and what is the current year, we can see this. This is for the sources. Now, if you go to this author wise, once again, due to time factor, I'm going very fastly, but all the things you can do, just click and get this answer because the data is there. It is for the author profile. Even if you want to go with the specific author, if you go to the one specific author, you can see all the authors, nearly 1,400 author data are available. When you click this, you can find out the authors, even his Scopus ID, what is H index, what is this in person, Dana in Abdul Harakim. So he's 64 publication. So all the details of the single integer, we can find this. Even if you want to know the most relevant authors, we have the most relevant author. The Zyx is published nearly 10 articles, and Cooper is 5, and Lee is 5. Therefore, he may be very prominent author. And if you want to go to the affiliations, which is an affiliation, which institute published more, go to the affiliations. We have the affiliation, the University of Jackensburg, they published more than the University of Georgia. Next, so these are things kindly explore. Now I'm going to the country wise. Which countries they published more? When you go to the countries wise corresponding author, we are getting the graph, the country wise analysis. Under this, USA is very high. Under this, this orange color is for the multi-country collaboration and single author. Therefore, if you see the USA, the authors are single more. The single publication more. Even though it's a 57, the single author is more. If you want to know the table, go to the table. We can know this. The USA published 64 article. China is 31. If you see the India, still the India is not the picture. I'm going to second page. India is this only 5 article in this area. And you can use single author, multiple author, all the things we can name this. This is the way we can see this country wise. If you want to go the document wise, I'm just going to document. In the document, we have the word cloud. So what is called word cloud? So we can see how the key terms are interconnected, right? So this is called word cloud diagram. Even the tree map. So the tree map means that keyword percentage. So it's the keywords are more used by the authors. Then if you want to know the trend topics, so what is the trend topic in the current? So if you see this, even though artificial intelligence science education, the trend topic is going on, student engagement is an area, ethical aspects and professional development. This is an emerging area. Therefore, you can do the research in the AI with respect to this area. We can see this. And these are the basic things. I'm just going to synthesize the main aspects like a concept structure, co-occurrence network. So when you go to the co-occurrence network, we are getting the very network analysis in progress. So co-occurrence, yeah. So how the each curves are connected, this is cluster. So what is a cluster? This brown color is one group of keywords, other one is another group, the blue color is another group. Even if you want to go the density, we are getting the density. You can go the network or density anyone. Thematic map, if you want to know the thematic map, we can have the thematic, like a 4-quadrant thematic map. So which is an emerging area, which is a nice thing, which is a motor themes. Once again, if you have doubt, click this give this explanations, okay? And then next is called factor analysis. So even if you go to even the fields are talk about thematic evaluations, we have the factor analysis, intellectual structure. Suppose I want to co-citation network, either co-citation network. So we are getting very colorful. These are the author co-citation. These are the collaborators. The green is another collaborators, blue is another collaborator, purple is another collaborator. Social structure, I want to go the collaboration with the country wise. I have the collaborations. So the collaboration network, okay. These are the country wise collaborations. This, I think, these are country wise, how each countries are collaborating each other. I think the intellectual structure is now talking about so different. Sorry, this is called co-citation. Sorry, it's a co-citation. How each are the similar citations that we going to see this. Okay. So this way we can use this Bibliosigny software. There's one more alternative, but Bibliosigny software, this software having all the functions. Suppose the graph form I want to get more productive, except for the network diagram. I request to look onto this software, OS Viewer. It's for the network diagram, you'll get more clear than others. Okay. So this is an OS Viewer software. So with this, I'm going to conclude my presentation. Hope you are getting some insights about how to do the bibliometric analysis. So whenever you start because within a day you cannot learn anything. So you can start explore from the existing article. Just download 5 or 10 article of bibliometric analysis SLR and start to do the comparisons. What is the difference between all, and how each article is a common property, and how they're writing the interpretation. Everything can crack checks and do this. Now the questions maybe comes, right? So what may be a thumb number is needed. So in the case of bibliometric analysis, we discuss questions regularly. There is a citation also done it. 20+ document, even whenever you click this, kindly give this. According to the Rogers, less than 20 also fine, but high variance research may be unstoppable. But which is more good, 1000+ strong, stable citation performance estimate. It is good for in the case of bibliometric. But in the case of SLR, or in the case of meta-analysis, the number of document may be very less. Okay, you should be look onto this. Or it cannot be synthesized. Suppose you have 1000 document for the this one. What is that? Systematic review. You cannot synthesize. You cannot be summarize it. It's a big challenge for you. So this way, I'm just going to conclude. Thank you so much. Thanks to Rajesh sir to give you space for me to give you insight. I know the time is very small. That's the reason I'm going to very little. I normally am giving much importance to the interactions, but I'm not giving the interaction due to the time fact. So thank you once again to all the participants. You are not an active participant. At least you are doing the passive participations. Thank you all. If you have any questions, please.
Thank you, sir. So in the future also, we'll try to invite you, sir. Don't worry, sir.
Oh, that's not the issue. Okay. So any questions?
Any questions, audience, please.
Is there any article limit for doing? That's the reason I said this, no? So this is a slide. Hope you are finding this, right? This for the bibliometric analysis. Whenever you're using, suppose you have very less number, because that area may be new. If you are getting very less number document, you need to cite according to whom you are taking only 20 document, 50 documents. I just cited here. So in the Rogers et al., according to him, 1000+ cause strong and stable citations performance estimates possible. If 500+ better to stability for network and citation structures. So you need to limit in what context you want to use it. This is the way I just give it, but in the SLR it will be less number, right? It will be 30, 40 is enough. More than that, it's big. Even in case of meta-analysis, I'm going to give only 15 to 20, 25 maximum. Don't go with more than that. That is why you need to do the elimination. So you need to go proper elimination, strict elimination in the case of SLR. Yes, bibliometric, if you can go more than 1000, you may get good output. Graphical form also comes out good. Yes. Any? Even if you go with the less, even you can see the area which I done it for only 104. You're seeing this, no? So the article which I published recently, it is only the documents 104 because this area is new. It's a quantum computing. This area in quantum computing education is new. That's the reason I just kept 104. There is no thumb further, but you can just highlight this. Why it comes less? So you need to give the reasons. What the reasons? Only the lesson. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Please.
Oh, sir, just one question, sir.
Yeah, that's a Kritika Devi. She's asking 1 minute. I just stop sharing. And just
Okay, sir.
1 minute, 1 minute. She's asking some question. Yeah. Yes, the question from Kritika. Sir, while uploading 800 documents CSC, the bibliography takes, of course, it takes time. No, even that is the reason when I do the demonstration, I take only 350. When I uploaded 2000 document which I downloaded, no, it takes time. At least it takes 5 to 10 minutes. So you want to do analysis, no, because you are putting the 8000 what is that data like article. It takes to upload and is going to convert into biblioscience format. The first thing is converting biblioscience format. That's the reason it takes time. So you possibly can limit also even the 8000. You can go with a different criteria to eliminate some more also. Otherwise, it takes time. Always takes time. Even if you go with any software, even OSVR also takes time because the machines is having limitation. No, even I cannot memory with 1010 number. Okay, even 10 number memory is big challenge for me. How can do the 1000 number? Okay, the same thing. The machine also having some limitation in the case of processing. Yes. Any other questions? Satya Prabha, you want to know how to also about Bibliometrics. So Bibliometrics, what you can do the first time when you want to enable it, just go to the ChatGPT and there is another tool. You can get this open. That's called API code. Even the ChatGPT user, Gemini user, you get the API code. Your account, that API code just copy and come to the on our what is called Bibliometrics software. There you can go to setting. There you can find out called adding the API code. When you go the API code activated, then you are getting this open access. Even I'm just made just Google it. You may get a lot of videos related to this how to enable the Bibliometrics. Only you need to connect with some other chatbot API. Okay. So that any journal focusing on review papers only. It is there. If you go to the library-based journals, please look onto this. There is a journals. Even the library science, you know this. The library science, most of journals they give more importance to the. Even I found that media science, media you can approach the media science department, media journalism. Even the media journalism also, the more number of articles come to the review papers only. Even they have the separate journal only for this purpose only. Especially the library and media. Just check with this. Even some of the things, even the normal journal of education or university subject also they will accept it. But you are asking the very specifically, that's why I'm suggesting. Or even the normal journal, even kindly check some of journal they never accept it. They will go with very purely empirical only. So kindly check before sending the article whether this article is relevant to the scope of this particular journal. We need to ensure check once and then send this. Yeah.
Martha, please conclude.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now that the session is coming to an end, I would like to deliver the vote of thanks. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Thiyagu, for delivering an informative and incredible session today. And thank you for sharing your valuable knowledge with us, sir. I would also like to thank all the participants for your active engagement and participation in the session. Lastly, I would like to thank the faculty members and research scholars of Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mizoram University, for working tirelessly to conduct this workshop smoothly. We will have a break now, and the next session will be held at 1:30 p.m. today. Rajesh, sir, is there anything you would like to add?
So thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and delivering a very good lecture on bibliometric analysis SLR. So we'll be in contact, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh, sir. No, thank you. So we'll meet.
Thank you, sir.
I have one more session, 14th, no? So there I just can.
Yes, sir. 14th also we have another session with you, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. See you all till then. Have a good day. You may leave the meeting now.